Hey guys, Is Ftp here, and welcome to Liz tutorial. One sec, let me just get this virtual box out of the way. In this tutorial, we're going to be covering FTP programs. I'm only going to be covering one FTP program, which is the one I use myself. So first of all, what is FTP? Well, FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol, and basically, it's a way of well, it's pretty self-explanatory, transferring files. It's often used to upload files to a web server, for instance, which is how I use it anyway. And that's what I'm going to be showing you how to do. So we're going to be using one program for this tutorial, but you can just about use any other program. They're all pretty similar. The program I'm going to use is Filezilla. I also know there's another good one which people like called Smart FTP, but I personally just prefer this one. So first, when you open this up, we've got two things that we're going to need to use, well, can use anyway. We've got this first one. We can see here some text boxes. Now this is a quick connect. As you can see here, the button says quick connect, and mainly I don't use that because basically if you use that every time you want to connect to an FTP server, you have to retype all your info in, and maybe if you forget it, it can be frustrating having to find it, and or even if you know it, just typing it out all the time can be annoying if you just want to do it quickly. So what you do to solve that problem is you go File, Site Manager, okay, and from here, one sec, I've already made one by accident. From here we can see we have two sites here. We've got asip.jjcon and resources.net84.net. Now those are the two websites I have which I use and upload files to, and because I use them fairly frequently, I've got them in my site manager, so I don't have to retype out their details every time I want to connect to them. I can just open this up, click one of them, and then click connect, okay, and it will immediately start connecting. So let's make our own site now. Just click the new site button. I'm going to call this tutorial, okay, and we've got several options here. The only tab we're really going to look at is this general tab. I've never actually needed to bother with any of the other three tabs, so to stay on the general tab, the first thing you need to type in is host, okay? Now the host is the address of the computer which is hosting the FTP server, okay? Now generally the host is the web address of your website. So for instance here for the resources.net84 one, if we go there, oops, one sec, let me just delete that quickly. If we go here, we can see the host of this one is resources.net84.net, so it's the web address of it. Bearing in mind you'll have to leave out the HTTP and the www. But generally it's just the web address. Now, if before you can actually start doing this, I've actually forgotten to mention, you need to create an FTP account. Now, generally to do this, you'll go onto your website, your domain, you'll go onto your website's cPanel, okay? That's short for control panel, and most hosts have that. If they don't, you'll have to probably email them or phone them up or something to try and get them to create an FTP account for you. But if they have cPanel, all you need to do is find the create FTP accounts or manage FTP accounts or something, and in there you'll be able to create an FTP account. And once you've typed everything up on the last page, it should give you a listing of the info you need to connect, and in that info you should be able to find the host, and so you can just copy and paste that in here if that's the case. If not though, you might want to try just the web address, okay? Let's go ahead and click new site again, create that one. So host here, I'll put tutorial.com. Okay. So that's my host. We'll talk about the port later, but for now leave it out. You want to leave the server type as FTP because that's what we're using, and you want to change the login type. But before we change that, I'm going to explain what anonymous is. Basically, if you try to connect to the FTP server as anonymous, you may find you're successful. In fact, basically what anonymous is it's like a guest account, okay? But seeming as most of the time when you connect to an FTP server, a lot of the info there is they don't want it to be changed or anything, or taken down, deleted, vandalized, whatever you want to call it. So I'm pretty sure you won't be able to use an anonymous account to log on, and so that's why you'll need to create your FTP account. Also, if you use an anonymous account, you might find that when you connect, if you do manage to connect, you won't be in the location of your own website. You'll be somewhere else, and that's because their guest account might